a room, there is an intranet that does not require any internet to communicate outside. So it's only company only. Let's say, for instance, within QuantumNet right down here, we have our intranet network. So if we will have to connect to other networks like QCell is our collaborator. So we are going to work with Q. They're supplying us with network. So that is extranet. Okay, that's the extranet network within QCell and Q Group. And then the internet is connecting that QCell and those other network provider companies in the country. That is the internet. So that's the difference between intranet, extranet, and the internet. There are many ways to connect users and organizations to the network, but we have different ways using the DSL connections, or they can connect to support IP phones via conferencing and data center storage. So business class interconnections are usually provided by service providers and may include business DSL lease lines and metro Ethernet. So they have different ways that people can connect to the internet. So for people or homes to connect to the network, these are the options. Let's say, for instance, I want to have internet access in my room. These are the options that my ISP can give me. They can connect me to the internet using DSL lease lines. They can use digital subscriber lines, which is very fast but very expensive. They can use cable directly from ISP to my house, also expensive. They can use cellular, which I'm using, everybody's using in their rooms, to connect to the cellular network, which is an option. Satellite options are available, and dial-up telephones, which are olden days, not in existence in many countries or in many places. So these are options that can be used to connect homes to the internet. So you can be asked in an exam, the connection options to connect from home to the internet is cable, DSL, cellular, satellite, and dial-up telephones. How about businesses to the internet? What are the options available? We have DSLs, we have metro Ethernet, we have dedicated lease line, DSLs, and satellite. So these are the options that businesses or organizations can connect to the internet. You can read about those ones, and also if you want to do this, or you want to see how this works, the best thing is use Packet Tracer. It will help you in understanding this. So we'll be using Packet Tracer to understand networks. The network as a platform. So we have networks before that every individual network is on a different channel. Let's say, for instance, if I want to send a file to a file server, my PC will have to connect to the file server directly. We have a separate file server, have a separate this, separate that. We can have a separate data transaction, separate voice communication, and a separate broadcast network connectivity. So I don't want all of these things to be in separate network. It's going to be difficult. So what I want is, later on, networks say, why not we combine all these different networks in a single network where we will have connectivity within, and we will not have a single direct connectivities like the local 30 years ago what was happening, or 50 years ago that was happening. Now we go with the converged network. So with a converged network, you can have multiple communication or multiple streams communicating through each other and without. So a converged data network carries multiple services on one link, including data, voice, and video. Instead of having voice communication direct, video communication direct, data communication on a different link, we can have all of these in one link without interfering. That is called multiplexing. So unlike dedicated networks, converged networks can deliver data, voice, and video between different types of devices over the same network infrastructure without any problems. So that's it. Alright guys, if you guys have any questions that you want to ask me, you can ask me through WhatsApp group, you can ask through the YouTube channel, or you can communicate to me directly. So we have network architecture. How do we provide our networks without fault? Okay, how do we make a reliable network? To provide a reliable network, you need to provide fault tolerance, scalability, security, and quality of service. Fault tolerant means you have to provide redundant links. A redundant link is, for instance, if I am to go to Westfield, I should have 2 or more ways options to go to Westfield, more path options to get to Westfield. It's not that I will have to go through QCell, from QuantumNet to QCell, go to Westfield. Now, I should have another way to go to Westfield. That is redundant, fault tolerance. Or I should have more of me. We should have more of Aliu, a Cisco lecturer. If I am available, I am here. If I'm not available, there should be another Cisco lecturer to take over. That is fault tolerance. Scalability means the network is supposed to adapt to increase. I mean, if it is if you have a network of 5 devices, if anytime you want to bring another 5 devices, yes, the space should be there. You should not be struggling. That's okay. I have 5 devices, so anytime I want to provide another 5 devices, I have to scratch the network, I have to scrap the network and start all over. No, the network must be accommodative. It must be able to take as many devices as possible at any time. That is scalability. The network needs to be secure because we have a lot of threats on the network. So if you have to provide a reliable network, you need to provide a lot of security in the network. Quality of service is, for instance, giving weight to one transaction over the other transaction. Let's say, for instance, voice, video, and data. These are different traffic transactions. Let's say, for instance, voice does not provide any form of it does not allow any form of delay. Video does not provide allow any form of delay, but data can allow form of delay. So in that case, you provide higher priority to video over voice, and voice over data, and data over, or let's say, for instance, financial transactions over data. So you can do that. Providing quality. Let's say, for instance, in this country, when a president is to move to the airport, for instance, they will clear the road because his communications or his movements are time sensitive. But I can go from Westfield, from Quantum here to Westfield using the normal traffic because my communications or my transactions are not time sensitive. So those are the difference. So that's what I said. For a network must provide limit to impact of failure by limiting the number of affected devices, or multiple paths are required for fault. So that's what you do. And that's scalability to provide a network so it can scale well, it can increase and have additional network. So that is the quality of service. I explained that one. And security, like I said, we have a lot of security concerns in the network, but we have two main types of network security. We have the network infrastructure security and information security. So the infrastructure here is physical security. So you will see if you go to many environments like QCell, for instance, if you go, there is a flow, the technical flow. That one you cannot enter if you do not have the key card. So the technical, all other flows you can just open and enter. But the technical side where the ISP is, you cannot just enter like that. They must provide you with a key card or a code. So you have to enter using, you must be authorized to enter into that side. And also that is form of security of your network. Another side is the information security. You have to protect your information by providing a lot of security tools, access control lists, and so on and so forth. So there are 3 goals of network security: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So that networks must be received by only those that are authorized. They must make sure that when data leave from source, it is not tampered until it reaches a destination. That is integrity, and to make sure that there is timely and reliable access to data for authorization, that is availability. So these 3, that is just the CIA, that is the CIA: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So those are the goals of a network security. Networks must be confidential, meaning only authorized users should have access to the network. Integrity, make sure that when data move, it is not tampered with until it arrives at it is. And availability is that any time that users want to have access to those data, it is readily available. Alright, so we go to the last part of the network of our chapter here is the role of the network must adjust and continually perform in order to be able to keep up with new technologies. So we have, let's say for instance, before the networks were not complex because we were not having a lot of complex configuration, a lot of complex devices. But today we have complex devices. We have smartphones. We have a lot of different smartphones. We have smart cars. We have smart electronic iron, smart fans. Everything is smart. So our today's network must adapt to those changing situations in our today's network. So that is the new trends of the network. So several new networking trends that affect organization and consumers is bring your own device, online collaborations, video communications, and cloud computing. So cloud computing will be an assignment for you guys, but you guys would know that you are every day using cloud computing because you save your files on Google servers, you save your pictures, you save everything on Google servers, and you don't know where they are. So that's just a form of cloud computing. That data must be available at any time, anywhere, and anyhow that people want to access it, and that is what we have. So today everybody is using cloud computing. So basically that is said. So, bring your own device is a major global trend that allows users to use their own device, giving them more opportunities and greater flexibility. So, I can use my mobile phone to watch news, I can use my mobile phone to play games, I can use to play online games, I can use my mobile phone to do business transactions, I can use my mobile phone to buy credit, to do things. So, I can use my mobile phone to go buy fuel, to do anything that I want to use using my mobile phone that I can access. So that is bring your own device. So we can use these using laptops, desktops, netbooks, tablets, smartphones, and so on and so forth. So online collaborations, also networks must adapt to this new trends. Before there was no online collaboration before, but today we have Zoom. And like for instance, today your networks are completely bad because a lot of people that are using network is just too much because of the global pandemic, because of this COVID-19. Now we have this Cisco WebEx. I would like you guys to test this Cisco WebEx. It's very good. I think it's more secure than Zoom, and it's more perfect than Zoom. You can use it if you have good connection. You can do online collaborations with any other person or business anyhow that you wish. So Cisco WebEx is easy. You can just download the free trial. You can use the free trial. You can purchase it if you're not going to be using it for a very long time. Like Africans like free, so Cisco provide you with free WebEx access that you can use to do your online collaboration. You can even learn using WebEx instead of using the non-secure Zoom that is banned from the entire world. So Cisco telepresence powers powers the new way of working where everyone can connect anywhere and can do anything, and they're still productive through face-to-face collaboration. So that is really, so we have the last part, that is the cloud computing. Like I said, it provides the global trend to allow all people to have access to store personal files or back up our data on a servers over the internet. Today I can, if my mobile phone get lost, for instance, God forbid, I would have my contacts back, I would have my photos back, I would have my data, anything that is stored on my phone, I'll have it back if I buy a new phone. How? Because I store all my data on a Google server. I have a Google account, and Google gave me 15 gigabytes of free space data storage, and I save everything on that. And if I exhaust that, I can buy another storage, and I don't even know where this server is located. I don't know if it is in the Gambia, if it is in the United States, Dubai, anywhere, I don't know. But I can save my file at a location that I don't know, and if I lost my device, I can still retrieve this file back. Okay guys, so that is what cloud computing is all about. We have different types of cloud. We have 4 types of cloud: public, private, hybrid, and custom cloud. So you guys can go through any of these things. If you have any questions, you can ask me questions. And if you want cloud network technology, you can go do cloud networking course. Alright, so guys, that is what we have for you guys. And we have the wireless broadband networks in addition to DSL, and cable wireless is another option. So you can use wireless access to connect to networks, and that's what I'm using right now to communicate to you guys. Another one is security threats on our network. We have physical threat, and we have logical threat. We have external and internal threats in our network. When it is an internal threat, it is too dangerous. When it's an external threat, it is easy to control because you have your firewalls, access points, access control lists, and so on and so forth. But if your threat is internal, the difficult part is that you have to always provide strong passwords to your devices. It's like in QuantumNet right now, I'm the network administrator, for instance. I need to make sure that my server room is locked at all times whilst I'm not there. I need to make sure that I change my passwords frequently, because a person from this office can still go into my server room and then sell the company out. So that is what we call as the internal threat. It's just like we call the sukono. So the external threats, you can use antivirus. There are viruses, spywares, and so on and so on to provide. To stop those from happening, you provide antiviruses, anti-spywares. You do create strong passwords. You provide a lot of things that would stop external threat. But when it's internal threat, it's completely difficult. You need to make sure that your softwares are up to date, and so on and so forth. So these are securities. So security must be implemented in multiple layers using more than one security solution. You have to provide passwords. You have to provide port security. So at every layer of the OSI layer that we are going to talk about, there should be security so that data is properly kept. So larger networks have additional security requirements where you're going to have to get firewalls, you're going to have to provide access control lists, IPX, VPNs, and so on and so forth. will come across all of those things. So in order for networks to function while efficiently supporting connection of people, device and information and media rich converged network, the network must be built upon a standard network architecture. So before you build any network, you need to provide the structure of the network. So that is it, CCNA, and I said to you guys, I gave you a simple rundown of what this CCNA is about. So I see you guys in my next video tomorrow, or chapter 2, and if we have any practicals, we'll be doing those practicals online. Okay guys, I see you in my next video. I hope you guys are doing fine. Thank you so much.